What is up, everybody? My name is Dave Torrey, and I am back with a super, mega, ultra year-long episode full of all the great stuff that I've found over the last year. I've been on like a dozen mini hunts, but I haven't been able to make an episode because I've been very busy with life. But here I am back with an episode full of 1700s coins, 1900s coins, silver from the 17, 18, 1900s, colonial relics. I've got Revolutionary War relics, and I have edited out every bit of trash that I've found in the last year. There's not going to be any pull tabs, any junk like that. It's just the good stuff. Now, some of you have been wondering where I've been for a year. Well, I am now a father of this handsome little dude, and my wife and I couldn't be more proud. We couldn't be happier. We also couldn't be busier. But as of Christmas Day, he is 6 months old, which means we're getting a little bit of time back to ourselves. It means I get to go back metal detecting a little bit, and I've been able to put this episode together for you guys. So without any further ado, let's get to it. Cast your minds back to the distant past, January 2024.
And right off the bat, man, this thing was like, I don't know, 8 inches down or something like that. But it is an Indian head penny. However caked it may look, I'm sure it'll clean up nice. Maybe it'll clean up nice. We'll see. But that's a great start to the day. 1884. Still got Liberty up on the headdress. Nice. It's a good date range. Find some more stuff from there. Right next to this big beech tree, like 8 inches down, find this, which I'm thinking is a piece of an old shoe buckle frame. Doesn't look exactly like it. It's got this big punch hole on it that looks kind of worn through. Could be something else, but usually, you know, you see some nice pattern work on the top and a punch hole on either side of the frame. You have the shoe buckle going around like that. So that's what I'm going to go with. It was deep enough for it. Wow, that's pretty cool. Castle on the hill. Right on this old path here. It's getting like kind of a weird bouncy signal, like 4 or 5 inches down, kind of bouncing between like 18 and 24. Look at that. That is a nice, clean, old musket ball. Man, that's just perfect. That's a real piece of history right there. Oh boy. Here I am digging on another 19 signal. I see that guy pop out. Another dropped musket ball. That's awesome. And only slightly ruined by this plane going overhead right now. Pipe down! Damn Cessnas. Look at that. That's a beautiful musket ball. 2 for the day. I officially have nice balls. And you'll never guess it, another musket ball. It's just coming up one after the other now. Man, some nice dropped ones too. You can see the seam on that one. Very cool. I can't say I'm getting sick of finding these. It's a great old relic. Now this might be a really cool find. It's definitely made out of lead and definitely carved away, and a lot of the time soldiers would have made little game pieces or tokens, things like that, to keep busy during the war. So I bet you if I clean this up, this is a little sort of game piece or token for, you know, some sort of card game or something like that. That's very cool. That's like trench art almost, but possibly back to the 1700s. This could be a Revolutionary War era game token or game piece, hand carved by a soldier out of a bullet, out of a musket ball. That is definitely going in the top pocket for now. That could be the coolest find of the day. All right, I think we're on to something here. Got a little button just came out of this site. I'm pretty sure we got a home site. Nice big chimney pile in the middle there. And that is an old button. That's a good sign. All right, these targets are mixed with a lot of iron, but just down the way from that last button, another nice big old flat button. This one looks like it's going to be in great shape, full shank. Button. Excellent. Ethan plucked this spot for us. He got like 12 buttons and a half cent and a KG3 yesterday, all in like half an hour. So, you know, not going to let that spot go. Now, this little guy was hitting like 10, 11, and I pulled it out in this little wad, and I was sure that it was just going to be like a bullet, but there's a gigantic shank sticking off the back of it. I'm definitely nominating this for Shank of the Year. It's a weird old button. That's definitely an old one. Maybe a cuff button or undergarment button, something like that. I can't tell if that's a drilled shank. It kind of looks like it, but it also just looks like very homemade. Yeah, if it was drilled, it probably would be flat down at the connection. And this sort of has a lump as if it was soldered to it. Hey, that sounds like Ethan's got a coin. Nice. How was that hitting on the dais?
Nice, actually.
Yeah. Oh, that's for sure an old KG or something,
yeah.
Huh? Given what you found in the area.
Yeah, I mean...
There might still be some details on that.
There might be something on there. It's pretty washed out.
Yeah.
But it's not a large cent.
Oh, man, that is washed out.
Yeah.
Woof.
It's not a button.
It's just about a washer. Anything at all. It's really rough. It's got this big, like, kind of dimple in the side of it. like it could be a counterfeit. It's kind of light.
Yeah.
But it's been like chewed on. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's counterfeit. That actually would make it even cooler if it was like a counterfeit that has like molar marks in it from somebody who lived 350 years ago.
Fighting in it.
Yeah, exactly. This was a nice little 18, and it was in the middle of some trash, or I mean below it, I guess. But it's looking to me like it's definitely a little bit older than whatever plastic was there. Yeah, it's a nice back mark, huh? It is Imperial London. Totally smooth, like somebody cut the shank off of it. Well, that's a nice old flat button. That's pretty cool. I did not think to show this right off the bat because it was like a 12-13, but I'm pretty sure we got a V nickel. That's definitely going to be late 18s, turn of the century. A little V coming through in there. Still got some patina to it. Sometimes these things are just ruined in the ground. This one's not so bad. I'll clean it off, see if I can get a little date, bring it back. Well, I don't want to destroy this thing too much in field here, but looks like it is in the 18s. I think if I sidelight it just right, you can see 1890 something. So that's a great sign. Nice old coinage. Maybe let's find some silver next. I'm sure I'm about to jinx myself here, but man, that sounds good. This area just got cut back So it's got all this stubble on it, these little tiny twigs and stuff sticking out. It's really hard to swing stuff around, but I think that means nobody's really been here digging. So maybe this is what I'm hoping it's going to be. Maybe. What do we got? Not too deep, but I've seen good stuff come out of the plug. Whoop. Look at that. A little bit of silver right there. That's nice. What do we got? Merc, I'm assuming. Yep. Mercury. Cool. Get some water on it. Bring it back. There we go. 1936 Mercury dime. Pretty sharp looking coin. No mint mark. Man, that's great. I'd like to find something a little bit older, but I'm always happy with a Mercury dime. It's kind of a fun one. That thing was rigging up like a bag of silver dollars. 1947 Rhode Island license plate. Well, this was not deep at all, and it was twitching all over the place. But it does look old. Could just be a surfacey old beat up quarter. Feels thin with that edge. I think this is going to be a copper. I think so. It's definitely worn out a little bit, but yeah. And this was hitting like a, what is that? This was hitting like a 25, 26. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a nice old copper. Almost, for some reason, I'm feeling like Hibernia or something. Huh. Yep. I'm going to conclude that I am officially flabbergasted. I don't know what I'm looking at. There's lots of definition, and this looks like it probably has some sort of a bust in it, especially up here. Really nice high relief bust stuff going on there, but I just don't even know what I'm looking at. Turned it every single direction, and it still just doesn't make sense. I'm kind of thinking old foreign copper. Maybe it's some sort of French or something, or I don't know. But if I do find out, I'll probably be putting it on the screen right about now. Either way, I'm betting that's 1700s coinage. Very cool. What have we here? That's looking interesting. I was hitting like 22, 23 by the end of it. Started out kind of in like the high 20s, 30s. I wonder if it's a 2-cent piece. Definitely hitting a little bit high to be a nickel, and I think I see that kind of shield design on the back there. Yeah. Is that the 2 right in the middle there? Yes! Nice. I love finding these. I have literally only found one before, I think. Ah, that's great. I'm going to clean that up. That's very exciting. Well, I really took my time with this one. I did not want to go too far out here in the field because I think that there's a really nice coin underneath that. It's going to be a nice emerald green. Don't really see the date popping through yet. But that's a nice little 2-cent piece. I'm very excited because the last one that I found had all this crud on the surface that I could never get off. So you could only like half see the date. But like I say, I really want to take my time with this one. Get it nice. That is an awesome sign. Whew, this was a hot target. Sounded like it was right under the surface. There's the foundation. And it appears to be maybe plated. An old woman's belt buckle. Ooh. Man, is that plated? That's looking... Ooh. That's looking very silvery. And that's a mark right there. What kind of mark is it? What did that say? Hickok quality. Oh, come on. Is that a little sterling? Messing with my heart. Silver front. Okay. Yeah, you know. That's still pretty cool. Oh. Mine. That's very cool. Wonder how much of that is silver. Wow, what an ornate little buckle. I haven't found one like this in a while. That's beautiful. I can't wait to clean that up. Find out how much of this front is silver. I really don't see anything flaking off of this. Like, I'm not seeing any signs that it's plated, so I wonder if this whole thing is silver. I'm sure they would have said sterling if it was, but the only thing that looks not so sterling is this pin in the back here. Wow, what a great sight. I'm loving this. Let's keep going. This is pretty cool. Usually you just find one piece, just the reed, but this is the whole dang Monica. Cool. Maybe an old Marine band from the 1860s. That's an old one for sure. That's pretty cool. I wonder if it's still got any wood holding it together. Just dirt. My first target of the day. Hitting 25, 26. And a little bit of silver just popped out. It's a mark. What do we got? 1917. And that is a strong start right there. I'm hoping to see a little bit older today, considering this is a really old caved-in foundation over there, right next to the main road. Which, again, it's amazing that nobody has chewed this place out yet. This was a pretty easy find, this first little coin. So that's a good sign. Hopefully we're going to see a lot more of that kind of stuff today. Hopefully a lot older stuff. Let's get to it. So here we go. Definitely got to search this area a little bit more. That is an old purse clasp. Yep. Probably still a little bit of fabric in there and everything. Probably gold plated at one point. There's the two little hooks for like the little bag, you know, string or chain. So, come on, lucky lady luck. Let's see some coins in there. This might be a fun one. It was kind of hitting all over the place, so I wasn't sure. But I feel like, yes, it's exactly what I was hoping for. That is an old Crotal bell. Yeah. Yeah, it was hitting all the way up to like 20s and like mid 20s, and then all of a sudden it was back down to like, you know, 12, 13. Wonder if we got the little pattern on the bottom here. It was like seeing that floral pattern with the numbers. Man, these deer flies are already getting at me. I don't see any patterns. Maybe it's a sleigh bell, but it's got those little holes in the drilled shank up top, it looks like, which is exactly what I want to see. That's nice and old. Very nice. Getting hounded by deer flies out here. Yeah, that's a junker. I can see a little bit of plating popping off of it. But little, you know, woman's silver-plated ring. Almost looks like a claddagh ring kind of style. Could be pretty interesting. Either way, jewelry and coins and bells and buttons. That's like exactly what you come out here for. And again, this is all still within, 20 feet. So that's a pretty good sign. Definitely backyard material. Well, here is a nice little signal. Where are you? And that is exactly what I was hoping to hear. It sounds pretty dimey, but it sounds a little small too. A little lower than a silver dime and a little bit small. Maybe jewelry-ish, if we're lucky. Where are you? Oh, in the clump. Out of the clump. Beside the clump. There it is. Oh, just a little button, I guess. Little two-hole button. That's interesting. Oh, that is interesting. That's looks like a military button. Oh yeah. Yep, it was a two-piece flat button. Yep, old military. That's very cool. It kind of looks like World War I, World War II Great Seal. Yeah, I think that's what that is. Maybe World War I. Have to look up that back mark. That's pretty cool though. Still fitting that early 1900s narrative. 1917 exactly, in fact. What is up, everybody? My name is Dave Torrey, and today I am on an old mill site in the woods. Got this old mill river kind of running behind me that direction. And there used to be an old mill building this way. Looks like from some old maps, there's a couple of old home sites over here and farm fields back here. So it's a really promising site. First target of the day, a little bit of horse tack. Oh yeah, a little debuckle. So that was a really good sign right off the bat. And then the second target of the day, this one's really blowing my mind. Look at that. Hitting like 27, 28 on the Equinox. I'm gonna flip this camera around to give you a better view. So this thing was sticking out of the side of the hole, like right in there where this cavity is. And I just saw like kind of the edge of it sticking out. Look at that. I assumed it was plated right off the bat, but after seeing the patina on this thing, it's got like kind of a nice blackened patina. There's absolutely no chipping or anything like that. It's got this nice filigree pattern around the sides. Woo! A loud friggin' jet. Messing up my video, dude. And I've got this little focus. Come on, there we go. I got that little pattern up there on the top. It looks like some really rubbed out initials or something like that. You can see that. There we go. So I have yet to figure that one out. That's better. Nice. This absolutely looks just like a silver spoon to me. Full silver. And I've been looking it up online. There's the little stamp right there. There's no sterling mark, but it says F. Arnold. And the closest thing I found online so far is a Thomas Arnold silver spoon from the 1760s on Etsy for $1,200. Yeah. And it said Thomas Arnold of Providence, Rhode Island. So maybe I gotta look it up more. I'm still out in the field here, just doing the first video, but this may be like a famous silversmith from Providence. F. Arnold. And the one online, it has the same exact style, that kind of little dip in the back of the handle there. Little elegant dip. And then that kind of rat tail design that you would see in the 1700s and old lead pewter spoons and stuff like that. It's the same kind of rat tail concept on there. God dang, it is hard to make this thing focus. Anyway, this could be like one of my coolest finds of the year. So hopefully I'll be able to find a little bit more on it, give you an example up on the screen. But anyway, that is a great, great start to my day. Yeah. Let's find some more stuff. Woo! Nice spot in the woods. Not too much here yet. Seems like it might have already been pretty well dug. I found like a gigantic, like 10-foot wide modern coin spill at the top. Like some detectorist like hit a park before he came here and then just threw handfuls of modern coins all over the place, and they're all scattered like, you know, an inch under the ground. So that was a little defeating. And other than that, there's a lot of iron. But I am chasing an old stone wall that runs along this kind of hillside, and I think I finally stumbled on something interesting. Hitting like 20. Oh yeah. It's a nice thick old flat button. Full shank and a nice back mark. Ah, that's a beautiful one actually. Look at that. Very nice. All right, I think I finally dug into something good. This was hitting like 30, 32, but it was like right on the surface, so I just assumed it was going to be a modern quarter. But that's looking real silver to me. Oh yeah, there we go. It is a 61. Look at that. Just hit it. 4 more years, it would have been garbage. Sweet. Let's clean that up. And there we are. 1961 Washington quarter. No mint mark. Still a nice chunk of silver. I'm pretty happy about that. It's actually been quite a while since I dug a modern silver quarter. Not too shabby. Well, here's a nice little flat toe. All shanked up. It's thick. It's like coin thickness. Between all the iron related to this beautiful foundation here. Gigantic cuts of granite. And like I say, it is a lot of iron. But there's still stuff here. Well, there's a familiar face. Actually, reverse. It's a 1 cent with a wreath around it. Nice old Indian. There we go. Oh, it's not going to be a bad one, it looks like. See if we can get a date. 1901. Not too shabby. It's pretty nice condition, too. Moved away from my iron-filled foundation and into a pricker-filled farm field. Lots of fun. But maybe there's some good stuff hiding in it. Just dug a 17, 18 signal that was like, it was like 9 inches down right there. And it looks just like a squash bullet. I don't know, thought it could be a game token, but I don't see any identifying signs. And then I get another signal just like it, right next to it. It's like 17, 18, and that is an Indian head. Oh, happy days. See if we can get a date. Crusty. That is an 1892. If that were a dime, it'd be a first-year barber. Good deal. Bet I can clean that up. Kind of muddy around here, so toothpick it later. Here we go again. Another 20 to 24 signal, which was pretty high. but I do believe I'm seeing a wreath come out of there. Oh yeah. Good old Indian. Doubt that I'm going to be able to get a date at the moment. Yeah, that's pretty caked up. Toothpick that. See what we got. Well, there's a nice bit of fancy. Hitting 16. Definitely plated, but that's a really nice looking fancy spoon. Looks like some Victorian era kind of stuff. Maybe early 1900s. Who knows? What does it say? It says Colombian Exposition. Huh, I wonder if it's kind of like a keepsake spoon. I'll have to clean it up a little bit, but that's worth keeping. I like that. Here's a nice one, hitting 15, 16, and it was deep. And I see super fatness. So the only question to me so far is this an early Indian or is this a flying eagle? Ooh, I think I might see a flying eagle come through. I don't know. It's tough to tell. Very interesting. I don't know, but it kind of looks flying eagle to me. Yeah, that looks just like the wings right there, or the wing. Have to clean it up, see what we got. Looks to be the second old coin of the day. Hitting 16, 17. No weedy, no weedy, no weedy. Oh, I bet that's going to be an Indian. Oh yeah, there's a wreath coming through. They come out super caked at this spot, so we'll probably just let it dry out, clean it up later. Oh, there's a little bit of stuff flaking off. Maybe I can't get a date. Let's see. Nah. I'll need a good toothpicking later. I don't know what to make of that. That's a little bigger than any kind of like a small coin would be, you know. It's a little low for a silver dime, high for an Indian. Kind of modern penny numbers, but seems much bigger. Hey, roots. What do we got? Bullet shell. Don't make it be a bullet shell. Maybe something good. Let's do that. An old buckle or something. Right underneath the root, of course. Ooh. 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 Hmm? Hmm. Hmm? Hmm. 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 I think this might be an old shoe buckle. This could be a Colonial shoe buckle. No, I gotta see if there's a pin in there. It could just be a sash buckle. But if there's a pin through the middle there, you know, like pinholes where it would have come together, then that looks like a little bit small. Maybe like kids or a small woman's shoe buckle. Yeah, it does feel thicker right there. I'm almost guaranteeing this is a full Colonial shoe buckle. Wow. I don't know why I live dug that. Blah, blah, blah. Because it seemed a little weird, but I just knew it was going to be something great. Yeah, I can feel the bump right there where that pin would have gone in. This is my second full Colonial shoe buckle ever. That's beautiful. Let me clean it up a little bit, see if I can bring it back. Wow. That's enough to reveal what I need to see. There's a little bit of cool pattern work, some stamping. This cool serration pattern that's definitely irregular, you know? You can tell that it was like hand done. And you can actually still see some of the old pins sticking through there. Yeah, that would have tied that all together. That's a beauty. Oh my God, that's a day maker. Just did a little field cleanup on some of these Indians I found today. There's an 1867. It's a nice old one. Pretty worn out, but I can probably clean that up a bit nicer. And our Flying Eagle, which they never clean up great, but you know, good enough, right? I believe that's 1857. I think 58 would be the last year. Wow, it's so tough to tell. But that one will probably clean up a bit nicer too once I get back. It's got a lot of meat left on it. And the 1900. There you go.
What is up, everybody? My name is Dave Torrey. I am out at a new spot in the woods right now, just in an old preserve, following some old stone walls. Kind of stumbled on something that looked like an old horse trail, something like that. And I just got into one of the most amazing coin spills I have ever seen in my entire life. I'm a little bit nasally today. I'm kind of getting over some sickness. I tested, it's not COVID. That's very good to hear. And God, I just want to tell you all the stuff that I found already, but you got to watch and see. But to start you off, no guarantees, but given everything else that I've seen here so far, that might be something really, really nice. Let's see. Ooh. What is that? What is that? Is that just a Merc? I don't know. I got to stop and clean this thing up real quick. I do not want to do any rubbing. And you guys haven't seen it yet because this is the intro. But there were 3 other really amazing coins that just came out of the ground around here that are way older than mercury dimes. So let me carefully clean this off. Maybe that's something really, really amazing. Well, that is actually really funny. There is a 1941 Merc right there. Yeah, that doesn't fit in at all with the rest of the coins that I found here. I'm still happy to see it though. All right, let's keep going. Okay, on to my second round maybe coin thing today. Was hitting definitely, well, that looks like a coin to me. It was hitting definitely like 25, 26. Oh yeah, I think we got a copper. 25, 26, probably like 6 inches down. Oh yeah. That looks like bust side. Yep, I'm seeing lettering right there. I think we got a copper. Woo. Well, let's see. Maybe that's Britannia? Kind of looks like it could be Britannia. I definitely see some stuff going on there. Or maybe that's the 3 of a KG3. That's what that seems like to me. I don't know. Let's clean it up. Find out. Woo! Okay, so I'm not even going to clean this too much in the field because this might be like a beautiful coin. Where am I on this thing? Look at that. Look at that. Wow, 1787. Oh, Indy at Lib. So it's a copper. State copper. Yeah, that could be Connecticut, Vermont. A bunch of other ones. I forget. Yeah, I'll be able to tell right there.
I'm figuring this out right while you guys are. Yeah, this is going to be a really cool coin, I can tell. Figured I might as well do this live, since this is a pretty similar signal to what I was getting just a minute ago. That last copper was just behind that tree right in the middle there. Similar depth, similar target. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I'd love to find another one right now. That's what the last one did too. Kind of disappeared when I dug the hole. She's down there. Uh-huh. The moment of truth. Oh, look at that. It's a friggin' rim of a coin. Sure is. Can I gently pluck it? Can I? Yup. That's another friggin' copper. Whoa! I think this is a Colonial coin spill right here. Or I don't know about Colonial, but 1700s. Look at that. This one feels a bit thinner. Who knows? This one doesn't seem to want to give up her secrets as much as the last one, but that is for sure the reverse. I can see Britannia right there. There's her head, the arm, the spear, whatever. That's the bust side. Might just wait until I get home to clean that up. Could be something nice under there. Thin, but like really regular, which is cool. Nice. Colonial coin spill. Doesn't get better than that. It just doesn't. All right, this is getting crazy. First copper right there in front of that tree. Second copper right there. I got another signal right there that seems like exactly the same as the other ones. 1, 2, 3. Potentially 3 coppers. Let's see. There you are. Come on, number 3. Wow, this is turning into a day. Okay. Right down in there. Will it be copper number 3? What about a silver? What about a late 1700s silver? Nope. But you know what? I think that is, in fact, copper number 3. Wow. Oh my God. That's so great. Let's pop her. Oh, this one's got some details. Whoa. Oh yeah, there's Britannia right there on that side. What do we got here? All right, I think that we've got a KG3. See the Georgievus right there, facing right. I believe that's 1, 2, 3. And boom, Britannia. And I believe that's another 1787. So all these years are lining up. And look at the details. You can see all the little spokes in the shield right there.
Whew. Man, this is insane. Here I am at the end of the day, after the most ridiculous coin spill that I've ever seen in my entire life. That whole thing, that was like 20 minutes from the first coin to the last coin. So it's starting to get dark. I'm getting tired. My nose is getting more stuffed up. Time to call it for the day. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow, see if there's a number 4 in there. But look at that. 3 late 1700s coppers and a 41 Merc. That's just silly. I don't know what to make of that. And we are back at home after a crazy year-long hunt. I've completely revamped my entire metal detecting collection over the year, including all the stuff that I found in this video. I figured I'd just show you the entire thing because all of my stuff that I found has been processed into it. Skipping the pleasantries, here is my 1920s silver chain link purse with all of the coins found in it, featured in one of my past videos. Up at the top here, there's the coolest coin I've ever found. 1797 half dime turned into a button. Unfortunate that it was turned into a button, but you know, still really cool. We've got a Canadian half dime, we've got a half real, I believe 1785, 1853 half dime, Trime, 1821 2 real. This, at one point in its life, was a William III shilling. You can tell by just that little tiny mark at the top. That's the only clue that I had, but that is late 1600s to early 1700s silver. Got all of my half dollars up here, 1906 half. Little sleigh bell going on there. Tiny little shop bell, Conestoga bell, probably mid-1800s. Moving on to the coppers. William III, William III, William III, which I believe are 1694 to 1702. Incredible 1738 KG2. My, I don't even know, I would call it AU condition. 1723 Woods Hibernia, halfpenny. Moving on, there's my 1787 Connecticut copper that we found in this latest video. KG3, 1787. More KG2s, 1738, I believe 1739. Vermont copper, 1789. That's another Hibernia, 1766. And a bunch of large cents. This one and this one were found back to back, and so the backs are perfect. I believe that's like a 48 and like a 24 Flying Eagle cents. All of my nice Indian head pennies. Some of those got some good value to them. Quarters is a 1873 Seat of Liberty. Pretty much mint condition 1915 Barber. SLQs. A bunch of my miscellaneous silver finds. Silver birth cup dated August 19th, 1964. I found full silver, full of rosies. That's where all the rosies live around here. Got all my dimes, seateds, barbers, barber, so many barbers, Mercs, blah, blah, blah. This is my brand new 1700s silver spoon, Thomas Arnold. Really incredible find. Very, very happy about that. This is actually something that was given to me. This is a real scarab from a Egyptian bracelet. Could be a few thousand years old. Probably raided from a tomb in the early 1900s. Turned into like a silver pendant or a silver earring. You can see the cartouche on the back. That was something that my grandfather passed along to me. And I can't put it anywhere but in my best metal detecting area. Indian heads. Excuse me, arrowheads. This one I found just last year. Sucks that it's broken, but what a beautiful point. Found that on a little island. Took my boat out in the middle of a salt pond. Scanned around and found it. Pottery from out west. 800-year-old pottery. Obsidian, broken arrow point. Quartz fish scaler or some sort of a shaver. Not really sure. A couple other doodads. This is one of my first finds ever. This was a Native American paint pot that I found in New York. We were visiting family, and I was just throwing rocks in the bay because their house was right on the water, and they had just gotten some new cement steps put in, so the ground was all disturbed. So I'm picking up all these little pieces of gravel and rocks and just throwing them in the water, and then I pick up this thing, and I got it in my hand, and I'm like, that's different, and I was about to huck it, and I'm like, it's so different. There's got to be something about this. And I go inside, and one of the friends of my family who was at this party that we were all at was like an archaeological enthusiast. And I hand him this thing. I'm like 10 years old, and he's like, where did you get this? And I'm like, right up there. I almost just threw it in the water. And he's like, this is very special. You need to save this. This is a Native American paint pot. And so apparently these are iron nodes that grow on rocks. Usually, I guess, like on the East Coast for the most part. And so they would shear them off. And on the inside, the iron that's on the inside is much weaker than the outside. So if you get it wet, like with some spit or some water, you can actually get some iron pigment out of there, and it'll turn like orange, and you can use it to paint things with. Face paint or, whatever. So they would carry these around, and it was like their little tiny finger painting kit. Who knows how old that is? That could be, like 1,000 years old, 2,000 years old. Who knows? But very, very cool. That was one of my first finds ever. Moving on down here, some buttons and Indian head and a 1941 Merc from that last video that I haven't processed in yet. And I've got my nice little 18th century collection here. There's the shoe buckle that I just found in this video, and the carved musket ball, a couple of REV War musket balls from the same thing. KG3 halfpenny, another Colonial shoe buckle, nice ornate dandy button. Spectacle buckle that, I don't know, could be back to the 1600s. I found it at a house that had a stone in it from 1762. In fact, interesting story about that. I'm metal detecting in the woods, and I find this foundation, and I'm just circling the foundation, and I get this good target underneath a rock next to the foundation, right? And so I like lift up this rock, this nice kind of, large-ish cut piece of granite, and I see this big ornate 2 in the ground, just in the dirt below the rock, where the rock was. And so it's this big ornate 2, like this big, and I'm assuming like, oh, that's the target that I found. It's probably an old brass house number or something. So I like scratch it where the 2 is, and it just disappears in my hand, like it's dust. And so I'm looking down at it, I'm like, what the heck just happened? And I looked at the stone, and the stone said 1762, and it was like the hearthstone, so like in the fireplace they would have had a stone that was carved with the date that the house was built. So I left that flipped over in the woods, and one of my biggest regrets ever, I was trying to leave it with the foundation to date the foundation for everybody who goes there beyond me and all that. And the next time I went to that place, it was gone. So that sucks, because like if anybody was going to take it, I wanted to take it, but I didn't. Moving on. Ox knob to finish off my little 18th century, maybe 17th century collection. Indian head pennies. Bang, 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 bang. This isn't even all of the ones that I've found, but this is like the vast, vast majority of them. And this together, that's over 100 of them. So that's pretty cool. And a lot of those date back to the mid 1800s. Nice piece of art that I picked up in Santa Fe, New Mexico, signed by the artist. Just below it, a collection of Native American arrowheads and pottery found by a Native American near Montezuma's Well in Arizona. And this was sold as an entire collection in an antique store. I couldn't believe that they just had these for sale, because these are like museum quality. You can see on the back, he labeled where he found all of the points. And one of them is a paleo point, which could be 4,000 years old. So this is like, Native American art made hundreds of thousands years ago, collected by a descendant of those Native Americans and organized into this piece of art. So I just think that that is such a cool, echo of history, and I couldn't resist paying like $250 for it, because that's just outrageously cool. So down here, I have finally made a nice little collection of my kettle points. That's just a beautiful one. You can even see like some serration and like edge, like sharpening on that. And then down there, all those were found together. So maybe like a whole quiver. And then we got buttons. Tough to see, but just all sorts of flat buttons. This is my good button and pin section. That is a 1917 marksman badge from the Rhode Island militia that I found. That would have been circa World War I Rhode Island militia. Very rare piece. Just really, really nice old flat buttons. And that is a Rhode Island cavalry button from the Civil War. Came out pretty nice. Here's one from Rhode Island artillery. That would have been Civil War. And then a couple of other old war buttons. There's like a, I infantry cuff button, things like that. And semi-rare coins. I've got 2-cent pieces in here, if you can see any of them. 2-cent pieces. I've got V-nickels. There's a really nice V-nickel, if this thing would ever focus. There we go. And just cool old coinage. There's a 10 centamos from Italy. I believe it's like 1893. I can't really see the date from here, but it's like a dime, kind of. Cool token. Old coins from Europe that were turned into keepsakes for World War II soldiers. And then dandy buttons, tomback buttons, and other buttons. And that's pretty much it. I've got one more piece that I'm going to show you that is out in my other location, just full of buckles and cool old stuff like that. And here is my B-rate metal detecting collection. Sorry for the glare. We've got all sorts of old, probably Colonial or 1700s shoe buckle pieces. There's a nice little, maybe knee buckle frame. Nice silver plated shoe buckle. Anyway, not that important. Shoe heel. There we go. I got focus. Shoe buckle frames. Buckles, buckles, buckles. Boy, we got buckles. Anybody have a buckle? I got some buckles. Buckles. Dandy buttons. Here's my cool silver plated woman's belt buckle. Mid-1800s. Really nice. Buckles, buckles. Fancy buckles. Old buckles. New buckles. Big buckles. Small buckles. Come on down. Dave's Big Buckle Warehouse. There's a really cool old heart lock right there, mid-1800s probably. That is the faceplate of a Civil War era lock. Very cool. Straps, it's like suspender strap stuff, ox knobs, keys. I believe that's a barrel tap key and a couple of old like furniture, like dresser keys, stuff like that. Maybe a door key for an interior door. Anyway, big old display of buckles. Well guys, thank you very much for watching. It had been a long time since I made a video, and I'm so glad that I was able to cobble this whole thing together and show you guys all the amazing things that I found in the last year. Hopefully in the new year, 2025, I will be doing a whole lot more of this, and I'll be putting up lots more videos, and maybe getting my son out there at some point, once he's old enough to actually hold a metal detector and not, barf all over the place. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Happy New Year. See you next time.